Let me address the part of you that has been silently wondering, why hasn't it happened yet directly? My child, that part of you that has seen other people's prayers answered, while yours appeared to go unanswered. You've seen individuals take advantage of chances you thought were promised to you, connections you've waited for, and platforms you prayed for. You have smiled, remained devoted, supported and celebrated others. However, a soft pain within has become more intense. A pain that asks, have I been overlooked? No, my kid. You weren't forgotten, you were concealed. Additionally, there is a distinction. If you are ready for miracles, type 111 and share this video to spread the word of God. Denial was never what you believed to be a delay. What seemed to be quiet was really a tactic. I was never far away, I never took my gaze off of you. Divine protection seems to have been forgotten. In reality, what you saw as lacking was layering your inner power, depth, maturity, and spiritual authority. I don't keep useless stuff hidden. I keep secrets that aren't ready to be shared quite yet. You bear a burden that cannot be hastened, a spiritual burden. The pressure would have crushed you if I had let you out into the open too soon. I kept you hidden as preparation, not as a kind of punishment. I was protecting you, but you mistook the silence for rejection. You have indeed experienced wilderness life, not because you were lost. However, I brought Moses into the wilderness, Joseph into jail, David into caverns, and even my son into seclusion, and I led you there. I never abandoned you, I was working closely behind every closed door, and throughout every season of stillness, I improved your voice, broadened your perspective, and strengthened your dependence on me. Rather than praise or recognition, you now know how to hear me in the hushed words that others overlook. Others gave up, but you persevered. Those years of concealment were not in vain. They laid the groundwork type to 2-2. If you trust God's guidance in your life, you have experienced the pain of invisibility, but you may not have realized how. It safeguarded your integrity. You avoided getting praised for unfinished presence. Because of it, it prevented you from tying validation to your worth. You would have taken the acclaim from the audience for identification if they had seen you before your heart had mended. I covered you out of love. I allowed you to develop quietly, away from the commotion before I showed you your fruit. I let your roots grow deep. Your root system is now robust. Being noticed no longer motivates you. You are rooted in the timeless. It's not about having your moment this season. Realizing that you are the moment is the key. You are proof of my hand, my timing, and my kindness. I'm not in a hurry, however. There isn't any delay either. Eternity is always on time. Therefore, whatever I do is in harmony with it. You are unaware of how long you have been in harmony. Time is now catching up with that alignment. However, soon your surroundings will follow. You must first have good vision. You have to stop comparing your path to other people's. You have to quit using timetables. I never created to gauge your development. From uncertainty to identification, from waiting to ready, and from resentment to readiness. This is your soul's call to change. You're not in the rear. You're not running late for what comes next. You are just where I need you to be. If you love Jesus, type 333 and share this video with 7 others who believe. Indeed, you will be even more surprised by what follows, because I'm going to show in the light what I built in the dark, not for show but for effect. FOR shift, not for show. You won't have to make an announcement. I'll take care of it. I'll unlock the doors. I'll assign you to the appropriate rooms. The right people will notice you for the right reasons, at the right moment. I want to use you to expose my identity, not to steal yours. I'm constructing you a platform that no guy can top after you gave up yours. Yes, you have been concealed, but not indefinitely. It's almost time. And when it is, you'll understand why you waited, why you sobbed, and why everything was silent for so long. I was preparing the scene in you. Not out there. I want to talk to the part of you that has mastered performance now on a deeper level. The one who knows how to smile, how to say the right thing, and how to maintain composure. I want to talk to the real you, however. The part of you that continues to question, is he really seeing me? Is he still concerned you're adored? You've heard, you've even made an effort to accept it. However, a part of you has been reluctant and guarded. You've asked whether my love could endure your disarray. Thus you have continued to appear, continue to serve, continue to smile, while yet bearing the pain of being passed over, the worrying that you could have overlooked something, that I could have moved away from you. Type 444. If you believe God is working in your life right now, pay close attention. Without you, I could never have gone on. I didn't ever miss your name. I never lost sight of my pledge. You weren't overlooked, you weren't disregarded. They were purposely hiding you, not to hurt you, but to preserve what was holy inside you. Your heart has indeed been put to the test. You have experienced the conflict between frustration and faith. God, I trust you, but I don't understand. You've screamed. And then you wondered why you had asked. But you were still eligible. Despite that stress, you were purified by it. It demonstrated that there was still a glimmer of faith underneath each query, and I've been building that trust. You view things differently than I do. Where you see trouble, I see strength. Where you see failure, I see faith. Where you see fatigue, I see resilience. Where others saw just the surface, I saw depth, and speed isn't how I judge your value. I gauge by giving up, and you remained down. Even when it seemed unjust, you remained loyal. You don't realize how important it is. You have privately honored me. When you had the option to look away, you chose to shield your heart from resentment. You have worshipped by crying, painful forgiveness given while you were vacant. And I witnessed everything. Heaven kept a record of everything. Your obedience was not in vain. You didn't lose your faith. If you feel blessed, type 555 and share this video to spread God's love. Come closer, I say now, not to act, not to demonstrate, but to be given. I don't need your flawlessness. I need your consent, permission to go farther, to touch the weary spots, to rekindle what disappointment had numbed. Because indeed there is more. You've also had the subtle feeling that things could be changing. Perhaps the concealing is coming to an end. Yes, it is. I also want you to be prepared, not just practically, but also relationally, emotionally, and spiritually. I want to soften your heart once again. Your soul is free. I want to get rid of the rejection residue. To stop the voice that tells you that you're too inconsistent, too broken, or too late. I didn't speak their voices. Allow me to drive them out. Come sit with me once again peacefully, not in fear. Speak like you used to, before your voice was muffled by fear. If you have to keep quiet, if you have to cry, I'm not in a hurry. I'm bringing you back. I'm helping you regain your trust. It's expanding, not because it failed. The outdated buildings are no longer adequate. Who you were is no longer you. You are no longer satisfied by what used to satisfy you. That isn't rebellion. Maturity is that. Not to punish you, but to keep my word. I'm calling you closer. Remember this, I complete what I began. I am not a God who delivers glimpses and then disappears. I finished what I start, and I started you on an unusual path. Something marked, something pure. If you believe in miracles, type 666 and forward this video to 7 people who need faith. You've made an effort to minimize it. You have referred to yourself as just faithful, as if fidelity were a minor virtue. However, I shock countries with constancy. Legacy is created by faithfulness, and even in the dark you have been dependable. My child, even while you're silent, even when you're sad, now allow me to raise your head. Allow me to dry those well-known tears. What others wouldn't say I would. They see you, you are holy, you are important, and there is much more to your tale. There was always going to be hiddenness. Your formation was it. What about the unveiling? It goes beyond just being well known. I want you to see me through you. However, I must persuade you before I expose you. Not of my love for your vocation nor for your gifts, but for you, the whole you. The uncertain you, the one asking you questions. You're silent, exhausted, and hurting. There is yet time, you have not overlooked it. But relaxation must be the first step in this next season with acquiescence, with faith. My offer is to return to alignment via experience rather than effort. Return to silence. Return to the person who called your name first. You're not beginning again. You're becoming stronger. If you believe in God's promises, type 777 and share this video to inspire others. I'm still here. This is where I've always been. And all of the promises remain intact. Let's discuss the suffering in order to provide clarity, rather than to relive it, because you have experienced suffering along the way. Not because I wasn't there, not because I took pleasure in your pain, but because the deepest roots frequently sprout in the soil of a shattered world pain. Why did it hurt so much, you wondered? I want you to view things from my perspective now. Your suffering was never in vain. Your tale is precious, not tarnished. I wasn't the source of every suffering, but I didn't miss any of it. The decisions made by others caused some suffering, from desertion due to a miscommunication, from treachery. You had a great love, you had complete faith, and the pain descended like mist as they departed and failed. However, I never used their dysfunction to define you. I never judged your value based on their actions. I wasn't the one who shattered you, but I was there. I saw the night you didn't believe you would survive. I saw the inexplicable weeping, and I shared your tears. If you know God is good, type 888 and share this video with 7 people who believe. I am not an aloof deity. I'm close. I'm with you in agony. Furthermore, I carry you. You may be tricked by pain. It lets you know you're alone yourself, that this is how it will always feel, that there won't be any restoration. But even in the shadows, I was sowing something fresh. Depth, authority, knowledge, and compassion. What shattered you doesn't mark you. Whoever healed you leaves a mark on you. I am now taking you out as a person who knows me better, not as the same version that entered. You were concealed, you were safe, you were saved, and you will soon be exposed, my kid. Please subscribe to support our channel, and turn on bell notification.